I cannot recall when I started to create. I always have been a curious person. I always been looking to understand and see things and know how they are created. I always been interested in traveling and in different culture. And that's probably brought me to start to look at art, for which I developed a big love. And that big love for art brought me to look at art, learn about art history, learn about every possible technique that is out there. I have got tons of degrees, a BA, a master, a PhD, an MFA, every possible letter of the alphabet in art, about art and around art. So I believe that all that contributed to what I am today as an artist. I learned a lot of different techniques. I know how to do oil, acrylic, watercolor, painting, Hebrew, wood carving, stone carving, ceramic, textile, weaving and dyeing. Practically you name it, and I probably know the technique. And that's clearly helped me with my work, with my painting, because I can look at the work I'm doing from different aspects and not just as a flat one-side medium. Probably unconsciously, all that research for art and technique was because I was looking for a way to express myself, to find a way to create in a personal way and not as everybody else. And that's made me discover who I am as an artist. I have been a realistic painter, painting women portrait in a very particular way that I developed for most of my life. And it was only 12 years ago, after a pause due to personal life, that I came back and I started to paint abstraction. Abstract work for me means freedom, liberty, a free way to express myself without having to copy the reality. And that is exactly what I investigate, the reality and the distorted perception of reality that each of us have. That's why I never give titles to my paintings, because I don't want to mislead the viewer, but I want rather to have the viewer having a relationship with my work and interpret the work the way they see it. In this case, in this painting that I'm showing here at the Biennale, for me, this is a violent movement. It's an expression of a violent movement, a surge. But last week, someone here in the center of the painting saw an heart, which gave a completely different interpretation of this work. This morning, another gentleman saw a face on that side and a scream coming out of the face. And that is exactly what I'm looking for in my work. It's having this different interpretation of the reality, which are distorted because they are all different for each of us. So my work is a negotiation between structure and surface, between conscious and subconscious, between logic and expressionism, where the structure is the logical, analytic, conscious part of the work, and the surface, the painting side, it's the more expressive, more subconscious part of the painting. As a choreographer, I try to direct movement of colors within a space. As you can see, I use strong color, and many of my work have also a three-dimensionality. And that is an influence that I have from two artists that I admire a lot, which are the German artist Katharina Grosse, who use bold colors, and the American artist Elizabeth Murray, who use big shaped three-dimensional canvases. And both these aspects of the work are reflected in my own work. Another characteristic of my work is experimentation. I like to experiment with materials. I never do the same over and over. And I develop along the year a way to practice this experimentation in 30 by 30 centimeters wood boards, where I experiment with media, with mixing the different color, with timing, with texture. And only when I have the result on these 30 by 30 boards, I then bring it on a larger scale on different canvases or different materials. Clearly, working for here on the 30 by 30 centimeter board, I create a huge collection, over 300-400 of these little studies, which now are an amazing collection, which are the essence of my work. All together, I've been presenting them in museums, all together on a wall, and clearly they reflect who I am as a painter. Sometimes I encounter a problem and I get stuck and I cannot work anymore. That's when I put away the painting and I normally start to create three-dimensional work. I use my knowledge in different media to work with ceramic, with wood, with other media. That gives me a mental break from the painting. And when I come back to the painting, I see the work with a different insight, a refreshed mind, and keep me going in a different way. I like challenge, as I say. I like to discover new things. And now my next challenge, what I have on the back of my mind, is coming out of the canvas. I really would like to be able to bring my painting out of the canvas on large surfaces, on open space, probably through big installation or murals. And so I would like my work not only to have the bold colors, but also to be bold in size.